What's up, everyone? In this video, I'm going to talk about how user experience relates to SEO, and then dig into Google's core web vitals, which takes quality signals that Google uses to measure UX on websites across the internet. Buckle up, because it's a doozy. User experience can make or break your website. Even if you get all the SEO right, if your website has a bad user experience, people will leave and never come back. Now, when I say user experience in the context of SEO, I mean how people interact with your website and content. It's about how they think and feel about the value you are giving them. Peter Morville, a foundational figure in information architecture, tells us there are 7 fundamentals of experience design. Your website overall needs to be useful. Is your product or website useful? Make sure your value proposition is clear once the website loads. We review lawnmowers. We sell ice cream. We're personal injury attorneys. Usable. Is your website easy to use? For a local service business, you'll want a bright click-to-call button on your menu and plenty of opportunities for users to contact you. On a review website, this could mean having your latest reviews on the homepage. Desirable. Do you have a defined brand identity, logo, and color scheme? Does your website theme reflect your brand identity? Findable. Is it easy to find what you want on the website? Do you have an intuitive navigation structure like breadcrumbs and topic clusters? Accessible. Is your website accessible to people with disabilities? Like, is your text large enough and has enough contrast? Credible. These are the design elements that make your website appear credible, like is it loaded with stock images and basic themes, or has some thought been put into elevating your brand? And valuable. Does the website contribute to your business goals like increasing revenue, the propensity to conversion, and sales? Peter's structure can give us some clear guidelines on what to look for when evaluating the user experience of our website. But even if you're not up for a complete brand redesign, there are a number of things you can do to increase your user experience. First, ask your friends to check out your website, especially on mobile, and choose friends who will tell you the bitter truth, not what you want to hear. Use a measurement tool like Hotjar or Microsoft Clarity to generate heat maps of user activity on your website and see if people are engaged or not. Hire a UX freelancer on Fiverr or Upwork. You won't find people who are the best in their field here, but if your website really needs help, this can be a good first step. Ensure your articles have images, bullet points, short paragraphs, and graphical elements that break up the text and make it more readable on mobile phones. No more walls of text, please. Make it interesting to look at and interesting to read. Put your conclusion up front. This is different than what you were taught in high school, right? To write an introduction, 3 paragraphs, and then a conclusion. On the web, put your conclusion first, then your intro, and then your supporting data. Answer the user query and entice them to go deeper with your content. Now, let's talk about user experience and how Google measures your website. While Google's ranking algorithms are a tightly held secret, we can look at the data structure of Google Analytics and Search Console to see what they have elevated to key metrics. In other words, the top metrics they display on each platform are probably what they consider the most important to UX. These are the signals that Google collects about how users interact with your website content. In Google Analytics 4, you'll see the following metrics: users, conversions, new users, and average engagement time. Google auto-selects these metrics for you, so these could be different depending on what type of website you're running. If you sell a product online, you might see revenue or number of e-commerce purchases here. This data is large and on the front page. You think it's important? This basically tells you how much traffic you're getting, how long they spend on the website, and how people interact with your website based on the conversion goals you've selected. The bottom line here is that Google is measuring how long users stay engaged with your content. If people are spending a lot of time on your site, they may be providing more value than your competitors. In your Google Search Console account, there's a tab labeled Experience. Under that tab, there are 4 items: Page Experience, Core Web Vitals, Mobile Usability, and HTTPS. So it's easy enough to make sure you've got an SSL and your theme is mobile friendly, but dialing in your page experience and core web vitals is going to be an important focus in 2023 if it hasn't been a big focus for you already. It probably should have been. Under the page experience tab, you'll see all the scores that Google has decided make up a good page experience. Your score is pass-fail based on your core web vitals measurement, mobile usability, and HTTPS. So this is from a personal niche site of mine, and I recently switched ad networks, and you can see that kind of destroyed my page experience on desktop. The vast majority of my traffic is on mobile, so I'm not too concerned about it, but that's why it's good to always check in with Search Console and see where you stand. Google measures page loading times, font size, clickable element placement, and whether the content shifts after loading. It's easy enough to get the fundamentals down, like having a good mobile theme and using an SSL on your website. So let's dig into core web vitals, which can be more difficult to get a good score. When you click on the report in Search Console, you'll see a dashboard where you can see how many pages have a good experience and check if there are any issues. The report is broken down into mobile and desktop. To get more in depth, you can measure your core web vitals at pagespeed.web.dev. This will pull a live report of the URL and tell you what problems you have. Some common errors are using improperly sized images, eliminate render blocking resources, typically WordPress plugins, reduce the impact of third-party code, they're typically render blocking, reduce unused JavaScript, reduce unused CSS, serve static assets with an efficient cache policy, avoid an excessive DOM size. Just means the page theme is too complex. You got too many HTML elements. And there can be a whole lot more. Okay, Mark, I'm not a developer. How do I get a good score? So first, make sure you're using Google Tag Manager to install third-party code like Google Analytics, the Metapixel, and for tracking website events like phone call clicks and form submissions. Also, use Tag Manager if you're installing Hotjar, ClickCease, or Twilio. Any third-party code really should go in Tag Manager. Then focus on optimizing your web hosting. I prefer to host my sites on SiteGround because they've got a very effective cache policy and really good support. I've used SiteGround now for about 5 years, and I find their backend extremely easy to use, and support has always been helpful and responsive with any technical issues that are outside my skill set. Check the link in the description, and that is my affiliate link. If you click and you sign up, you're going to hook me up with a little bit of diaper money, and trust me, I need the diaper money. Then you'll need to handle the Content Delivery Network, or CDN, image compression, HTML and JavaScript compression, and all the other technical mumbo jumbo.
Don't get technical with me.
The tool I use to make this really simple is nitropack.io. It has a WordPress plugin and the setup is super simple. And I get pretty damn good scores using NitroPack. So, how do you upgrade your user experience? Start off by educating your users. If you're a bankruptcy attorney, when people come to the website, they should be able to learn everything they need to know about bankruptcy without using another resource. And if you're a review website, you should cover everything a user needs to know about the product being reviewed. Quality content should be your number one priority. Then use the reverse pyramid content structure. Conclusion first, then the introduction, and expand to your in-depth content. Use lots of images, bullet points, and short paragraphs. Make the text visually stimulating to keep people reading longer, especially on mobile devices. Consider implementing a UX audit for your website theme, navigation, and information architecture. This could cost a little bit of money. Use quality web hosting like SiteGround and get your caching right. Then use nitropack.io to get your technical page speed optimized with one click. Monitor your user experience with Hotjar, Microsoft Clarity, and Google Search Console. Once a month, you should be taking a look at your website and deciding if anything needs to shift. If you really want to take it to the next level, invest in a quality brand identity. Customers don't remember average brands. Investing in a quality brand identity will get the intangibles squared away, your mission, your logo, your messaging, and then tie it all together with consistent quality of appearance. Everything else is secondary to your online brand. If you're exuding authority in your niche, Google will forgive mediocre SEO and page speed because people want what you're offering. But getting the technical SEO squared away without a quality experience, well, you're just not going to achieve the rankings you're looking for or the business success. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in learning more about SEO for your small business, consider subscribing to the channel. I will share weekly knowledge on all things SEO, including some crash courses on WordPress, SEO tactics, SEO plugins, and even local SEO to help you grow your business online. See you in the next video.